Good morning, everybody. This is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So, if we just have a look at what's happened, we've pulled back through the week. It's been a bit of a slow pullback, and that's always an indication that this is just a pullback. So, in other words, what's happening is you've got a lot of people that are still sitting with their longs. They're not too stressed about what's going on at the moment, and they're just patiently holding on to their trades. So, but they would have been in down the bottom here, pretty much somewhere down here that they'd be in, or even along this journey here. So you'll find there'll be a zone in this area where there'll be a lot of stops, and in my view, it'll probably be below this level here, so below 33,129. So we are in an upward trend on the 8 hour. You can see we are above the moving averages. Moving averages slightly starting to roll, but we didn't see a crossover before we get too concerned about that. Oscillator's heading to the downside, looking for a grouping down here. Looking interesting. I just want to have a look at the daily, and we've eased off the top, so we've eased off the overbought area here, and we are separating, and that is always a good sign for the bulls. I just want to see if there's been something like that. Well, here's an example here. So they separate, and when they cross over, when they've separated like that, there's normally a fairly strong move to the upside. And this is in an uptrend. You can see all the moving averages agreeing before it moves up. So that's kind of the setup. We've got a crossover of all the moving averages on the daily now as well. Have a look at that. So we do need to see the pullback to come and test the moving averages, or to test structure before moving to the upside. I mean, that is what we need to see. We've had a strong move to the upside, so I'm not too. I don't really have a bias at the moment either way. I think that level is clear. We need to get above it, and we have closed above it last month. So we sort of closed just on it last month, and you see that was a previous swing high. That to me is a fairly strong level, and also you see quite a big shoulder here, head. Pull back onto here with the moving averages like they're looking, and then we start bouncing, testing this level again for a break. That could set up a head and shoulders. Anyway, that's a long-term outlook. If we get down to the 3 hour, not much. I mean, we've got a pin bar here, but I don't think that pin bar is off structure. There is chaos here, so let's just call it what it is. I'm just going to put it in the middle here because this is chaos. You can see tails below. Seems to be some buying opportunity here. Now we've got a pin bar here. So it could be a level. It's not clear. Grouping of the oscillators to the downside, really looking good. But what concerns me is this crossover. So that crossover there is not something I want to see. So typically what you'd want to see is a move up, pull back, a higher low, and then they start rolling, and then you start looking for the opportunity. So this to me is not really a decent buying opportunity at the moment. It may change as we get down through the time frames. Nope, doesn't change for me on the hour. So we've closed below that on the hour, so I would fully expect us to come back to this area. So right now, short term, we are looking for shorts, and that would be the most logical area at the moment. So we're looking for a pullback onto 33,920 or 33,869. Looking for price to get back up there for another attempt at this level here, which is 33,562. Drop below that. So drop below that, you should get to the measured move, well, not measured move, but the next logical target here. But drop below the logical target here at 33,129. That changes the outlook completely. Could be some trend line breaks here as well. So you could see some kind of a rolling top form at the moment as well. So 50-50 call in my view. I just want to get down to, the 15 minutes, just have a look whether there was an opportunity here. I know there was one on the S&P. So the trend was down. We were looking for shorts, but I don't think that was the only opportunity we really had, was this tail, which we did talk about yesterday. And I said to you, while we're doing the videos that that's already looking like an opportunity short. So there is a engulfing, semi-engulfing pattern there, but that was definitely a rejection of that level. You could have taken that, you could have taken this one as well, because if you just draw a line to the left, look here, you see all these tails. So there was another opportunity there, inside bar. So entry below there, stop up there. It's 100-point stop loss for a fairly decent move to the downside. So anyway, that's kind of my view today on the Dow, looking for another pullback onto structure for another rejection. And there is a juicy target on the DAX, so just watch the DAX video, you'll see what I mean. And pay attention to these fractals on the 15-minute as well. They will offer some form of resistance. So until we get a crossover on the 15 minutes and we're above the 155 EMA, the trend is still down on a daily perspective. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a short here to the downside. Be mindful of your higher time frames. You are in an upward trend. So whatever trades the downside you're taking now are scalps until this picture reverses. Then you'll be trading with the trend. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.